I just want everyone to know I'm currently getting roasted in my group chat for my interpretation of that Lamar Jackson tweet from around the league.
You got good friends then, because you deservedly so need to get roasted.
What?
What? There's a guy going like, what?
That's what he's doing. Apparently he was saying cap, but...
He's not saying anything. His mouth is closed the entire time.
Yeah, but he's giving that look like, what are you talking about? What?
He's wearing like 4 caps on his head.
Yeah.
He's got one of those clown caps with the little spinny thing on the top.
That's cap, bro. Isn't that what they say?
There's
The
a
kids?
cap from the conductor in Polar Express on there.
Andrew, you got the most street cred on the show. How would you use the phrase?
That's cap, Jake.
Okay. See?
You're learning, Jake.
There you go.
Oh, man. Never change, Jake.
I don't think I could.
Well, some things I want you to change, but don't change that.
I'll try.
What?
Andrew? I'll do it. What? I thought he was going to play the drop. What?
There it is. I was wondering what you were waiting for.
I was waiting for him to play the drop, and I was like, you know what? As Bill O'Reilly famously said, bleep it, we'll do it live. Lance McCullers gave an update today. He's going to play catch tomorrow at low intensity. He said the diagnosis was a strain of the forearm muscle, very low grade. They were hesitant to even call it a strain, he said. It's one of the great strains ever. It's barely a strain.
He sounded just like a politician. Like, just like a politician when he said this. Does anybody do a good Donald Trump impression?
Oh, Jake
I definitely don't.
gave a below average effort there.
It was a strain, the forearm, very low grade strain. They were hesitant to even call it a strain. It was such a low grade strain. It's nothing to worry about.
Hand movements were solid there. Nice
You got
pantomiming.
to do the hands.
Yeah.
So it doesn't sound right.
Mm-hmm. Well, this is good news. They were hesitant to even call it a strain. I'm trying to think what's less than strain.
It was a boo-boo.
Yeah. Now we.
Lance McCullers is owie. I like that.
Oh, these are better updates than we got at this time last year in regards to Lance McCullers Jr.
When it was silent
Yeah.
and there was no timeline and there was no update, and then it was like Lance disappeared for 4 months.
What do you mean? This time last year, he's telling Manab Gupta, the lockout's why I'm not going to be ready for the season. Remember that one?
I do remember that excuse, yeah.
Yeah, now the fact that he's playing catch again tomorrow, I think that'll make it 3 times over the last 5 days for Lance McCullers Jr. is a very, very positive sign. I mean, he wasn't even close to picking up a baseball at this point in 2022. So the fact that he's getting some work in right now tells you that this injury shouldn't keep McCullers on the shelf for that long. We already know he's not going to be here for opening day, so it's at least 2 weeks, right? 16 days away from opening day, so it'll be at least that for Lance McCullers Jr., but hopefully this isn't a second half of the season type of return for Lance McCullers. Hopefully it's, hey, we might see this guy at some point in April, and he can be a big part of the Astros rotation the rest of the way.
Well, that'd be great if you had him back, say, I don't know, second homestand when the Rangers and Blue Jays are in town and you knew you could pitch him and he can make his debut at home. I mean, he's one of the better pitchers ever at Minute Maid Park. But even if it was simply the Phillies series at the end of the month in April, like if you have him pitching in April, I feel like we would consider that a big win, no? Like even early May, you'd feel okay. The guy missed basically the whole season. He made 8 starts last year.
Yeah.
So it's like if he gets close to 25 or 30 starts for this team, you feel pretty good about what Lance can put together from a season. And with the experience that he's had with these injuries, I would also say comes with I got to trust you when you tell us you're feeling pretty good part of the conversation too. Like if Lance is going to talk about it, Lance is going to say, hey, no pain, I threw well. We liked what we saw out there when we were out there as I was talking with the training staff. I got to go and trust him. He knows better than anybody about, what it takes to come back from these, experiencing these things versus some of the previous things he's experienced with his elbow and his arm. So I like that. I like that from Lance. And if he pitches in April, that'd be awesome. If you can get him in there for early May, that'd be great too.
They're actually sharing medical reports.
Well, Dana Brown done fixed everything over there, huh?
It's a new day.
It's a new day.
Down at Minute Maid.
Did Dana Brown speak today to any reporters, any interviews?
He's about to jump on.
I heard he's going on The View tomorrow.
Yeah, he's got a Japanese hit here in a little bit. Talk World Baseball Classic and also talk why the Astros didn't sign any of the Japanese players this offseason. he's got to answer for his sins over there. But, yeah, we'll hear from him back in the States, I'm sure, later this week. Look, Dusty Baker wouldn't tell us anything because that'd be a HIPAA violation. So it's nice of Lance McCullers to be willing to violate HIPAA to let us know what's going on. We appreciate him.
I don't think it's violating HIPAA when you explain your own injury.
Dusty would think it is. Come on, man.
Noted HIPAA expert Dusty Baker.
Yep. Huge fan of
That's
it.
cap, bro. Oh, that's a drop.
I would love for the Astros players to one day have like a lawyer, like fake show up at Dusty's office and be like, "Hey, you talked about those injuries. My clients would like to sue you." Dusty be like, "Well, hold on now. What?
It's a good April Fool's
How
joke.
did you get in the clubhouse?"
Yep. That's a HIPAA violation. Somehow.
Lots of violations there. Like, or have someone show up to get Dusty when they're like he's out with some of the guys, like getting a coffee or something.
Mm-hmm.
Have somebody show up and be like, "Sir, are you Dusty Baker?" And he'd be like, "Yes, I am." He's like, "You're being served." Like, what?
That'd be awesome.
You guys ever been served?
Have you?
Like a lawsuit?
No.
What'd you do?
Well, I got a little fender bender, and then the folks wanted to take me to court over it.
And?
Well, I worked at a radio station in Lubbock, and I worked like in the back of the building. So, and you had to go through like the secretary at the front, and like we had like a bunch of locked doors and so on. And so she calls the room I'm in. She's like, "Hey, there's somebody up front who wants to see you." And I was like, "Well, who is it?" Like, "Oh, I don't know. They just say they want to see you." It's like, "Okay." So I went out there and I met him. I'm like, "Hey, what's up, man?" Like, I thought it might have been a listener or something. He's like, "Are you Cody Stoots?" I'm like, "Yeah, I'm Cody Stoots." He's like, "You've been served." I was like, "What?"
Would he just hand you a copy of the 2004 movie You Got Served?
No. Handed me like a summons or something. I was like, "What do you mean I got served?"
So how does it work? You just hand you a piece of paper?
Yeah, they handed me a piece of paper, and then I got in contact with a lawyer, and they basically handled all of it. But
What did that cost you?
I was like, the insurance company paid for it. Yeah. So then I was like, you didn't see him holding the giant envelope? She's like, "I thought he wanted an autograph." I was like, "I'm not famous enough to give anybody an autograph. Why you wanted an autograph?"
You don't sign envelopes everywhere you go?
Yeah, I'll sign whatever anybody wants now, and I guess back then I would have too, but you didn't see the giant manila envelope he's about to hand me?
Dude, I go to those TriStar shows with a giant envelope and a bunch of manila folders, and that's what I'm getting signed by all of those athletes. She was on to something there.
Yeah.
That's 2 good days worth of Astros pitching news. I'd say Hunter Brown going out and shoving the way he did a couple of days ago makes me feel a little better about the rotation. Not that I was worried about him, but nice to see him put a good spring training start under his belt. And now you've got this from Lance McCullers Jr., so hopefully some of you folks who are a little bit concerned with the Astros rotation maybe going into the year are a little bit more at ease right now.
You might as well have just said, "Hey, Cody, are you feeling better about the Astros rotation?"
I was looking the other way, but I'm glad you heard me.
Yeah,
'Cause I was talking to you.
I am feeling a little bit better. I was a tiny bit worried about Hunter Brown, but he's eased a lot of fears with an impressive outing. And then I made the very mean joke that we'll talk to Lance around All-Star time the other day, but seems like we'll talk to him well before All-Star time.
Yeah, he doesn't even have a strain. That's what he said.
Yeah.
They were hesitant to call it a strain.
Very low grade. One of the great lowest grades we've ever seen. Martin Maldonado was part of history last night. He caught a perfect game in the WBC
Oh, boy.
as Puerto Rico defeated Israel 10-0.
Wow.
8-inning game. Mercy ruled.
Another negative for Maldi. He's an anti-Semite.
Oh, no.
Everyone on Puerto Rico apparently is. And you couldn't throw us one bone? Come on, guys. What are we doing? I watched this game. Boy, Israel just had no chance.
You really watched this game?
I did. Not the whole thing, but I turned it on midway
Because they don't
through.
have the pitch clock in the WBC.
And then-
These games take forever.
I also have a lot of TVs at home, so I was able to watch a couple of other things while watching this, and there was no college basketball yesterday, so I have a lot more time on my hands. Puerto Rico's very good. Israelis cannot hit Edwin Diaz. Okay?
Well,
the
to be
best
fair-
major league players cannot
Yeah.
hit that guy.
To be fair, no one really could hit him.
No, I mean, Jock Peterson was our only hope hitting leadoff. There's like 3 former big league players batting 3-4-5. Like Ryan Lavarnway is in the heart of the Israeli order. That's a scary
Who is
sign right
that?
there. Yeah, he played for a number of years in the league. Got a bunch of minor leaguers out there. It was ugly. It was ugly. It was cool for Maldi, though. He's not anti-Semitic. At least I don't think. At least I hope not. How about this for the last year for him, though? Caught an immaculate inning. caught a no-hitter at Yankee Stadium, and now caught a perfect game in the World Baseball Classic, and of course was a part of a World Series team too.
He caught 2 immaculate innings.
Oh yeah, 2 immaculate innings.
2 immaculate innings.
Mm-hmm.
The perfect game of the World Baseball Classic. Yeah. What a year.
Pretty good.
Maybe he'll finally learn to hit now that he's got all the defense taken care of.
No, he's had the defense taken care of for a while, so
Okay.
I don't expect a big change at the plate this season.
You know, he was driven in as the winning run.
Yeah, walk-off.
Yeah.
An 8-inning run rule walk-off by the Puerto Ricans.
How did he get on base? Did the Israeli team not have a very good pitching
Dude, my
staff?
cousin was pitching at some point in the game last night, all right? We don't have a lot going for us over there.
Great Britain finally won a WBC game for the first time yesterday.
There you go.
Yeah. The guy who closed it out, Ian Gilbert,
Jabot.
or Jabot,
Yeah.
he's from Houston, so I wanted to give him some love.
Those two are very similar.
Kind of looks like Gilbert when you don't really look at it.
I actually met his fiance out at Drift Bar
He played
last week, so congrats to Great Britain. Your jerseys might be ugly, but you got a W yesterday.
Yeah, the jerseys have letters falling off of them, too. Y'all see that?
Yes.
He was the pitcher who had the letter fall off the T in Great Britain.
Yeah, it was Great Britain by the time he was done pitching, but it was worth it. That guy played Little League at Westview Elementary.
Oh, yeah?
He was in the Westview Little League.
There you go.
Yeah. Played with one of my good friends growing up. Good dude.
How about that?
Yep. Dad's British, so he's allowed to play. That's the most confusing part of the World Baseball Classic. We talked about it yesterday. You can have one relative from anywhere in the world, and you're eligible to play on that team. So that's how it works.
Wonder if I could get on that Czechoslovakian team.
You a Czech Republic guy, or you a Slovakia guy?
I guess it is the Czech Republic,
Yeah,
isn't it now?
they've switched those two.
Yeah.
Yeah, times have changed a little bit. When's the last time you've...
Looked at a map.
Yeah.
Eastern European politics, not really my strong suit.
Well, you
What
had a
is your strong
Trump
suit?
impression earlier, so I figured maybe you'd have that down.
We don't pay attention there. We worry about inside our borders.
Now I want the answer to Jake's question. What is your strong suit?
A little World War II history, I guess. A little World War I action as well.
Yeah?
Yeah. I watched a lot of History Channel in the summers.
Let me ask you, do you think they got it wrong calling World War I the Great War when World War II ended up being bigger?
No. No, they did not.
Why not? You're the history guy.
I don't think they got it wrong calling it that.
This segment has gone way off the rails.
This is how you know spring training is way too long.
16 days, Jake.
Can't wait.
We're almost there.
Pitch clock and all. Cannot wait.
Thank you for watching a video on my YouTube channel. If you're a Houston sports fan, stop what you're doing, hit the subscribe button, and make sure you listen to me, Cody Stoots, and Brad Kellner on the Wheelhouse every weekday from 3 to 7 if you are in Houston. That's on ESPN 97.5 and 92.5 FM.